Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Off the Ropes with John and Josh. I am Josh.
I'm John.
And this is episode number 24. And it's a little bit of a special episode because we are combining a pay-per-view review along with one of our pay-per-view prediction shows. So it might be a long one, but it's going to be a good one. John, how are you?
Oh my God, dude. I'm stoked for this. I mean, it's going to be the first time we're going to combine the Breaking Kayfabe with the live show and a pay-per-view review. And I mean, there's going to be some fielded questions out there because people are going to throw shit at us as long as they were paying attention to the fact that we're live, which we are right now.
It's true. Hopefully we'll get some people up in here, get some questions. I love that's one of the things I love about doing the live shows when we do it. Is just getting that fan interaction. It's fantastic. I love it. So, but anything interesting happening in your neck of the woods before we get into all this?
I mean, define interesting, man. I mean, there's a lot of small stuff going on currently. Nothing huge, but I mean, just the basics. Work. You know how that goes.
I don't know how that goes. Along with a lot of this country, I've been unemployed for a while as well. But
that is true.
We had a nice little
neck of the woods.
Had a nice little snowstorm today. Like a lot of the country happening right now. Some crazy weather going on. But other than that, not a whole lot. Been getting some kind of editing type stuff done, and I've been feeling pretty good about that. So, yeah, I'm feeling good, and I'm ready to talk some wrestling.
Well, while we're talking wrestling, I like to do my shout outs for people who do things for me. This week's shout out goes out to my little sister Elizabeth for this find right here. It is the Zack Ryder Funko Pop. And for anybody who knows me, knows that I am a broski. So woo to my little sister Lizzie. Thank you.
Nice. Very cool. That's a great gift, man. Zack Ryder Funko. Hell,
it keeps on giving.
It is, man. Now, what would be better is if he had a little bottle of Bud Lime in his hand. I'm just saying, how cool would that be?
I'm going to take that one step further, and I'm going to say what would be even better is if the people of Off the Ropes can tweet at Zack Ryder, who just brought back the it's not the Z Long Island Ice story anymore. It's
the M, isn't it? The M Long Island? I think that's what he called it.
Yeah, it's like the MC Long Island story. Yeah. So tweet at Zack Ryder. Let him know that there's a broski in need of some broski of the week action. Long Island broski right here. J Made.
Boom. Very good. Oh, we got our first comment. What up, Amber? How you doing? Thanks for joining. All right. So, John, I think it's time to get into some stuff.
Let's do it.
What do we normally get into first?
Breaking Kayfabe.
That's right, Breaking Kayfabe. This is our news segment of the show where we get into all the news that we find, interesting in the world.
Is the news that was the news and could be possibly, well, news.
Yeah, news, definitely. So first up, Alexa Bliss's stalker has returned.
Listen, this dude isn't just a stalker at this point. He's a legit threat.
Dude, he is. He's been threatening. I don't know if it's her husband or boyfriend.
Fiance.
Ryan.
They aren't officially married yet.
Ryan Cabrera. Dude, this dude is nuts. Just talking about coming down and like killing people and like. But the thing is, I don't know if Twitter did anything about it. I don't know if the FBI is doing anything about it. But this should be taken seriously. Because this is the kind of just remember what happened with Sonya Deville?
Yes.
That dude was in her house.
Twitter is trying, in all Twitter's defense, every time they deactivate one of his accounts, he makes another one, and he's back like 2 days later.
Yeah, it's
I know that a lot of fans have reached out to, like the FBI. Like, they're tweeting at the FBI saying, fucking do something.
Yeah.
And this dude is legit threatening to kill people right now. And as far as I'm aware, nothing's been done about it. I've been trying to keep as close to that story as I could. One, because I absolutely love Alexa Bliss and I think she's amazing. And two, you don't want to see something happen to somebody like that.
No, not at all, man. It's crazy that it gets to shit like this, like I said, that whole thing that happened with Sonya Deville, I think it was her and Mandy Rose, right? They were in the house. Yep. This dude was in her house. Yep. Like they almost died.
Almost.
It's ridiculous and terrifying, and I hope that they get this guy. I
absolutely agree.
All right, next up, Triple H still showing support for Velveteen Dream, even though a lot of people not so much. He talked about there's really nothing to add with Velveteen Dream. We've gone over it a million times. He said he's still training, had a bit of physical thing. Because he said that the reason that he was off air a while back was because he got into an accident, and not because of all the stuff that had gone on in the whole not Me Too, but what were they calling it?
I don't remember now.
There was a different name for it.
There was a different name for it.
It was the whole wrestling stuff. But so, yeah,
I have a couple of issues with this whole. We talked about this the other day. I'm really glad that WWE is sticking up for Velveteen Dream. And Velveteen Dream in his own rights deserves to have his spot. And, I mean, he's worked his ass off. But where was this fucking backing for Enzo when Enzo got shit on like 2 years ago? And the WWE instantly fired him, even though his allegations were proven to be false. And WWE was like, oh, well, sorry, your loss at this point, not ours.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I think that Enzo probably just rubbed people the wrong way, and so they didn't care.
I probably,
you know what I mean?
But I mean, still, innocent is innocent, and I mean,
I get it. Unfortunately, not everybody feels the same way.
No, that's 100% true.
Yeah. So, I'm sure that we'll be seeing him doing more stuff coming up. I'm not sure what they'll have him do, but I'm sure.
At this point, I would drop him back down a little bit, put him back in maybe the North American title picture. Not so much come right back in for the main title, but
yeah, just make him work for it. In my opinion, make him work for it. All right, next up, a former Impact champion has signed with WWE.
I'm really excited for this.
Taya Valkyrie.
Yeah.
John, what are your thoughts on this?
I mean, it was only a matter of time. It's the real life wife of one John Morrison.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was only a matter of time before she jumped ship. But she, in her own rights, is a damn great worker. So I think it's a good addition to the women's roster. I think we're going to see a hell of a package from her when she actually, finally gets to wherever they're going to put her. Whether it's NXT for a little bit, Raw, SmackDown.
She signed an NXT contract.
Well, I mean, that's always good. At least they're trying.
Hey, you know what? They do some great stuff with the women in NXT, in my opinion.
In my personal opinion right now, NXT has the better women's division.
Yeah, I agree.
So, I mean, good for her. Maybe she can help elevate people up a little bit more.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that. And I'm excited to see where it takes her, All right. So apparently WWE not only signed Taya Valkyrie, but a whole bunch of other people, about almost 24 new talents apparently have been brought in, including somebody who we saw last week on NXT Vengeance Day, formerly known as Eli Drake from Impact, LA Knight.
LA Knight.
LA Knight. So, John, what are your thoughts on all these new signings happening? Like I said, we got, LA Knight, we got Taya Valkyrie, somebody named Blake Christian was signed, somebody named Harlem Bravado was signed.
I'll be 100% honest with you. I'm not 100% chill with all these signings.
Yeah.
Because right now, WWE is just signing people who that they know are like draw.
Yeah.
Like Eli Drake. Okay. Cool. Yeah, now you got Eli Drake. What are you gonna do with him?
I will say this. Did you watch the pre-show?
No.
He was on the pre-show.
I mean,
and he did a damn good promo on the pre-show.
Well, no, and I'm fine with that. I don't have problems with people being signed. My problem is now you're going to sign Eli Drake. Whose spot's getting taken to make him look good?
That's true. Don't be shocked. Don't be shocked if 3-4 months from now, there's a whole bunch of releases that take place.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt it. But the thing is there's so much talent right now that the WWE has that's already not getting used. Mm-hmm. And now you're going to sign more people on. It's like, what the fuck is WWE doing at this point right now? They're almost like, you could go to AEW? Nope, we're signing you right now. Like
they just signed a whole bunch of people.
Yeah.
Recently, like it was with Leon Ruff. Him and a bunch of other people got signed. And then I think like 3 or 4 months prior to that, they signed a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Like, so like in the last year, they've signed probably upwards of 40 people.
Easy.
Yet back in April or whatever, they dumped a bunch of people. Like,
yep.
I don't understand.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they got all this talent. A lot of it's not being used already, but yeah, now let's just keep signing more.
Part of me feels like Vince is like, oh, that guy, he's pretty popular. He seems good. Let's bring him in. Whether he's actually seen anything from the dude or from the people or not. You know what I mean?
No,
so I have no idea. What up, Tracy?
What's up, Tracy?
But I really feel like that's a lot of what we have going on here is Vince just pulling random people. Now, maybe it's not all him. I mean, I'm sure that Triple H has to do with a lot of it because most of these people end up on NXT.
Yeah, but at least NXT right now, like they know how to. You might not see the same people every week. It's kind of like AEW. NXT knows like you might get a promo from a person, but you might not get a match from them.
That's true.
And the next week you might see a whole new face of people because they're trying to make sure you're getting the cycle.
That's because Triple H knows how to run it.
Because Triple H was one of those guys.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
that's why he should be running the whole goddamn thing. In my opinion, he really should. Vince needs to just step back and let Triple H just do it. Because
I'm going to say it in a more harsh way. Vince needs to die.
I mean, I don't know if that he just needs to retire. In my opinion, just retire. Go away.
Retire to that big golden palace in the sky. Let Macho Man give him an elbow drop. Oh yeah.
Fair enough. All right. So our next story, Lacey Evans is apparently pregnant for realsies this time.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I forgot to pull out.
It looks like they tried to almost play it off a little bit like it was Ric Flair's kid. That's the way they didn't obviously say it that way, but the way they did it on air, I think that they just want people to think that storyline, which I think is terrible. Like, really, don't even go that route. In my opinion, just don't.
No,
just don't.
A horrible idea. Horrible.
But yeah, this development will put a hinder in our predictions for tonight for tomorrow's pay-per-view, which we'll obviously get more into later on in the show. But congratulations to Lacey Evans for hey, I hope you have a
thank you.
I hope your child is a masculine child. Oh, we got another comment. Hey there.
Hi, Mom.
Howdy doody. That's right. Now you've been on the internet. On a live show.
All over the internet.
All of the internet. All like a couple of people watching the show. Hey, that's okay. All right. So we talked a little bit about, Vince McMahon and the possibility of him being responsible for bringing in all these people, but he's also responsible for shelving plenty of people. And it seems that he doesn't see much in a couple of fairly popular WWE stars, including Aleister Black and Andrade. And as I found out just recently today, apparently also Keith Lee. Yep. So John, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, me and you were talking about this the other day. I think it's really funny that all of a sudden Aleister Black and Andrade are two people that Vince doesn't see a lot of potential in after, Andrade has been on screen with Selena Vega for like forever.
Yeah.
And Aleister Black is her real life husband. So, I mean, it's just a little suspicious that you fire one of them. And then all of a sudden these other two guys who were getting decent pushes just get like shoved aside, and now all of a sudden they don't have potential. And all I'm gonna say is it's a little fucking suspicious, and I don't understand it 100%. Maybe I'm just not smart enough as a fan to go, well, gee, Aleister Black's former NXT champion, and he was doing really good on the main roster. And, well, Andrade's a former fucking champion in a bunch of ways, and he was doing really good on the main roster. And then, well, Selena Vega leaves, and that's the only common denominator between both of them. And, God, Vince, I mean, you're fucking stupid.
It's true. It's true. And yes, Carol, Vince definitely needs a Macho Man drop. You're right.
Like, me and you were talking about the whole Keith Lee thing, because that was a recent one. That wasn't even as old as the story of Aleister and Andrade. And it's just really funny because the only thing that Keith Lee has done recently that Vince would have had any problems with was his announcement of an engagement to Mia Yim, which congratulations to both of them.
Yeah.
But, like, Jesus Christ, Vince. Fucking either crawl off into the sunset and fucking just die already, or realize that you are so out of touch with what us fans want that you just finally hand over the reins to somebody who can fucking take the product and lift it back up to the point you can have. Because your fucking talent pool is amazing. You have potential fucking great, like, storyline everywhere, and you're fucking blowing it.
It's true. It's true. I mean, I don't think this is the first time, because Keith Lee got sent back down for more training.
Yeah.
And I think that was all. I think that was all Vince. I think he wanted him specifically to go down, and probably sent a few other people down to make it seem like it wasn't just him.
Probably. You know? It's really irritating that there is so much. Me and you talk fantasy booking all the time.
It's true.
And WWE has some of the best talent ever. And yet, instead of giving us fucking great matches where you've got Raw, SmackDown, and NXT, you treat NXT like a redheaded fucking stepchild, which is blowing the main roster ratings away, mind you. And it's battling weekly with a fucking NXT or AEW and fucking putting people on notice that, like, hey, we're here and we got the potential. But then, you know, you got Vince McMahon over here doing lines of blow going, oh God, fuck, send him away. I don't like him.
Oh, man. Yeah. I don't know. I'm just ready for him to not be involved with any of it anymore.
It needs to happen soon. Because honestly, there are points now where, like, I don't even want to cover certain parts of the product because it's just getting so bad.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, so our next story, Kyle O'Reilly suffered a seizure at a recent NXT show. It was a few weeks back. He apparently, like I said, suffered a seizure at the end of the show. Triple H and some medics came out to help him out. John, I know you said that you had heard some possible...
Yeah, it wasn't even a couple weeks back. That was this last week.
Was it this? Oh, okay. I thought
that was like this last Wednesday.
I thought this was 2 weeks ago. Okay.
No. That just happened. And honestly, like I said, I heard that there's a possibility it's a work, and I really hope not, because like you said, seizure storylines they're horrible.
I mean, if this was, so you said this was from this past week. I mean, I know that. Okay, so we all saw what, for those of us who watched Vengeance Day, we all saw what happened at the end of the show, which we will obviously get to. That then went into NXT on Wednesday, from what I was reading.
Yep.
He got more beat down and stuff. So I'm hoping that I know you and I talked about this, and I was like, I really hope they're not, that, it's not a work. I feel like that's not a cool thing to do, but I guess I would probably rather it be a work and not actually have had him have a seizure. You know what I mean?
I mean, seizures are so horrible because, I mean, they could be so devastating, and it's I don't know. I would rather, it's going to sound horrible, I would rather be at work and have him be okay than have some shitty storyline come out of this, because I don't feel like there's a really good place to go from having a seizure on basically almost.
That's true. Yeah. That's why I said I feel like it doesn't make sense to fake a seizure. There are plenty of things you can fake. You know what I mean? Come back like strong from, but a seizure seems like a weird choice. But getting real quick back to the Vince McMahon thing, we got a comment here from Tracy. She said, or the talent pool can hit Vince so hard with a folding chair that he goes flying into the sunset. Love it.
I'm talking about.
And I would pay good money to see it.
Fuck, I'll give him the steel chairs.
There we go. Hey man, $10 at Walmart. We got it. No big deal there. All right.
I mean, okay, so you were talking about people faking things for you and you coming back strong from that?
Yeah, buddy. Real strong. Oh shit. But
that's what we do here on Off the Ropes, people. A little bit of wrestling with some innuendo.
It's true. But yeah, I really think that there is plenty of other things. Like you can fake, you broke something, you tore something, you got a concussion even.
I was gonna say, why couldn't they just beat him down so bad that he was just like out cold?
Exactly. So you're probably right. It probably is real. I'd be honest, it probably is real. Because I feel like that would just
rather have it be real than as bad as that sounds.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to be that person.
Yeah, I mean, as long as it didn't do any damage or anything, yeah, absolutely. Because it would be a real. I feel like just a bad move for the WWE to do that as a work.
I would agree. All
right, so next up, Kenny Omega. He's lobbying real hard for a partnership between AEW and WWE. Recently, we have seen AEW partner with Impact, with New Japan,
NWA,
and there's rumors about our Ring of Honor. Whether that actually happens, who knows? But John, what are your thoughts on the possibility of WWE and AEW partnering? And apparently, Omega says that Triple H seems interested as well.
Well, of course, Triple H would be interested because he knows what they could get out of this.
Now, obviously, it's all on Vince. I feel like at this point, again, talking about Vince.
I'm not gonna go off on the Vince side of this again. I'm gonna look at the positive side of Vince.
I'm just gonna reiterate this comment here: folding chair. Just saying.
There are so many things that I feel that if the talent pool were to be shared, we could have matches that have only been dreamed about for so long. Like we're seeing talent now, fight talent that like they're making sure as you're watching product, you're aware that like this is the first time this match has happened here in the United States. Yeah. Like they are acknowledging that these matches have happened in like New Japan or any other place that is not the WWE or AEW or Impact Wrestling or the NWA or any of the territories or MCW or MLW or Progress Wrestling or fuck your mother wrestling or
I'd watch that.
All I'm going to say is CBW has had some great matches.
It's true.
But nothing to the likes of what we saw here at NXT this week.
Very true. Very true.
I once saw MX Ricano take on the Marlboro Kid in a 3 Stages of Hell, the first ever 3 Stages of Hell match. And that little boy almost got his ass whooped.
That's true, but he didn't. Nope. Rest in peace, Marlboro Kid. All right. So we've got one more news story to talk about. And I think this is a pretty cool one. You mentioned it earlier in your little rant there, but the UK indie promotion Progress is returning. And its first show back will air on the WWE Network. So, John, what are your thoughts on this? Have you watched any of the Progress stuff?
I honestly have not. Okay. There's not much of the indie stuff that like isn't local that I have watched. I'm not going to be 100% like, I'm not going to lie about it. It takes a lot to get me to tune into those shows usually.
It looks like it actually aired today at 3 p.m. Eastern time.
It makes sense because it was on the network.
Okay. Well, the next time we talk, I think we should check it out and talk a little bit about it, see how it went. But yeah, I think this is cool. We talk about how Vince is so out of touch with stuff, but I guarantee you there's no way that this is a Vince decision.
No.
You know, I feel like this has Triple H written all over it. And I think this is a good idea to have this partnership happening, because you see what AEW is doing with their partnerships now.
Yep.
Have that happen with WWE. Have them start cross promoting with Progress and maybe having guys go back and forth or whatever. Do something with that. Don't squander it, WWE. Just do something good with it. Right. But I think it could be pretty awesome, and I'm excited to see what kind of content they bring out for it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so I'm excited. All right, so that wraps up Breaking Kayfabe. Onto our regular show here. We have, before we get into the pay-per-view, we did want to talk about one other thing. The new sitcom Young Rock debuted this past week, first episode. Both John and I watched it, and we're going to talk a little bit about it just for you fans. Well, John, Young Rock, what did you think of episode number 1?
Well, it was exactly what I would expect from something that had to be with The Rock. There was a lot of wrestling terminology that I thought was really awesome. It gave us a real backsight into 3 different phases in his life besides being an adult. Yeah. You got a young Rock, you got like a middle, like a teenage Rock, and then you got like the full out like pre-WWE adult Rock. Which
I think he's like maybe 12. Or something like that.
Yeah.
And then 15. And then I think 18.
Yeah. I think it was like 18, 19.
Yeah. I think it's
possibly might have said 20, maybe.
Yeah.
So yeah, you got like those 3 phases, plus they bounce back and forth with him as an adult. Which
that is one of my favorite parts of this. They frame the whole show in the year 2032. The Rock running for president.
Yep.
And this has been a thing that's been talked about, that's been rumored, joked about for years.
Oh, hell yeah.
The Rock wanting to run for president. And him telling his life story is what they're using to frame this whole show. And I love that. You got Randall Park playing himself as essentially almost like a washed up actor who's gone to news, kind of like a Jon Stewart type of thing. You know, comedic actor turned news guy, like political news guy.
I'm sorry, you referred to Agent Jimmy Woo as Randall Park. Who is this Randall Park?
Hey,
Agent Jim is not Randall Park. Identity theft is not a joke, Josh.
Well, it could be funny. You never know. But I actually really like him as the interviewer guy. I thought he brought a real good comedic sense with it.
Randall Park had one line in the whole episode though that really made me laugh and cry at the same time. And there's a line where The Rock's like, "Yeah, I do this for my mom all the time." And they go back to Randall Park and he's like, "Yeah, I haven't talked to my mom in like
30 years." Yeah.
I kind of want to call it right now. And he's like,
and I'm like, oh damn, that's like 2002. And then it got me thinking, I was like, wait, has Randall Park actually not spoken to his mom since 2002?
That was the thing. I was like, well, shit, was that like a real comment? Or like, is that like just being funny on air? Like,
yeah, that's exactly what I thought too. I was like, oh, we got a little deep there. I'm real curious now.
Yeah. I mean, like, if anybody can tweet at Randall Park, make sure he's okay. Let's get that out there.
Yep. Got to make sure he's
really
okay.
Fucked up time we're living in. We got to take care of anybody and anybody. In Jimmy Woo, he deserves it.
It's true. It's very true. And I really enjoyed the 3 actors that played played The Rock. I thought they all did great. A great job.
They're not playing The Rock. They're playing Dwayne Johnson.
That's true, or Dewey, as he was apparently called as a kid, which I thought was adorable. But one of my favorite parts was when he was the young kid, and we got all of the wrestlers coming.
Yes.
In. So we get, and it's obviously other people playing them, but you get the Iron Sheik, you get.
Junkyard Dog.
The Junkyard Dog, the Wild Samoans, Andre the Giant. I was like, oh, geez, this is awesome.
Also, you get his father, Rocky Johnson.
Yeah. But they did amazing jobs. Like
amazing casting,
looks, attitude. I thought I was floored by how well they cast them.
I loved the scene where he's on the floor coloring and drawing. He's like, yeah, everybody knows wrestling is fake.
Oh
and,
my God.
And the guy playing Andre like picks him up and he's like, what?
You do not say the F word. I was like, oh, this is great.
Yeah, it was. And then he fucking like hugs him and pats him on the back and then fucking just walks off with him. I was like, yeah, okay.
Yeah. I thought this was a solid start for this show.
I will definitely be keeping up with this one.
Yeah, it really hooked me, and I'm excited to see where they go with it. Because that was the thing. I was like, okay, so they did these 3 time frames, outside of the 2032 thing. And I'm like, okay, where are they going to go with this? Is it going to be like a How I Met Your Mother situation where it's just him for the whole show telling a story?
Probably.
So I don't know.
Is there a possibility that this could lead to The Rock actually running for president of the United States?
It may be. Maybe.
That would be epically badass. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yes. All right. So I think it's time, John. I think it's time that we get into NXT Vengeance Day.
Hell yeah. It's TakeOver Vengeance Day, but
whatever. It's NXT TakeOver Vengeance Day. All right. So we got a little bit of pre-show, which John never, watches the NXT pre-show.
It wasn't on the thing when I went to watch it.
Hey, it was there for me. It was only a half hour, and there was no matches, so it's not like it was a big miss. I didn't miss anything. It was hosted by Wade Barrett, Sam Roberts, and Brandon Walker, who hosts a podcast called Wrasslin' on Barstool Sports. I've heard of Barstool Sports. Had no idea who this guy was, but I was like, whatever. We got Mackenzie Mitchell in the back interviewing MSK, talking about the 2 Dusty Cups. I really loved MSK's energy throughout. Yeah. They're fantastic. And then LA Knight came out and declared that he's changing the game in NXT, and everyone better keep their eyes open.
Honestly, I know him better as Eli Drake, like most people. He's got potential to be one of the biggest names that they'll have ever signed for NXT right now. So I guess we'll see.
Dude, this guy was fire on the mic. He gave off shades of like Hogan, The Rock, Austin, Cena, like that level.
You're leaving out the one person I would definitely compare Eli Drake to.
Who?
Woo! The Nature Boy.
That's true. Nate in his prime was one of the top on the mic. So yeah, I could definitely include him in that.
Whenever I see Eli Drake, especially like the suit wearing, the way he talks, the way he acts, I see a very young Ric Flair.
Yeah, so I agree. That was my daughter. For those of you,
that's okay.
My daughter had to go to the bathroom, so you probably heard the toilet flush. But he was phenomenal on the mic, and like I said, it brought up those those iconic wrestlers who you hear, like when you think of who is the best on the mic. There's a short list that in my opinion, that really come to the forefront of your mind. And I listed
The Rock is definitely up there.
Yeah, the 4 I listed are the 4 who came to my mind. But Ric Flair's a damn good choice to put on there as well.
I would also say Chris Jericho.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that this guy is going to, as long as he can keep his career trajectory going properly, I think he could be one of those guys.
That's fair.
I guess we'll have to wait and see on him. All right. And that was really it for the pre-show. So like I said, you didn't really miss much. You just missed LA Knight coming out and all that stuff. So.
I didn't miss nothing.
All right. So we are going to get into the main show because it's what, John?
NXT.
It's the main show.
Oh, it's the main show.
All right.
I know where you were going with that. I'm like, it's NXT. It's TakeOver.
Oh,
it is Vengeance Day, and it was Valentine's Day.
I love that they took the old Vengeance pay-per-view.
Hell yeah.
And turned it into this Valentine. Not really. I mean, I want to say Valentine's theme, but it really wasn't.
Well, see, I thought they missed a full opportunity to have reused the Valentine's Day massacre.
Dude, seriously.
But I was like, okay, Vengeance Day, whatever.
Yeah. Yes. Valentine's Day massacre would have been sweet. That would have been an awesome one.
You've done a lot of talking, so allow me to help you out on this one.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, we kicked off NXT TakeOver with what was a fucking setup for weeks coming. It was the Women's Dusty Classic, and it was the finals. It was Shotzi Blackheart and Ember Moon taking on the tag team of Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez. Now, this match, wow. This match blew me away for a pace setter. And I mean, I can't really speak for Josh. I didn't really know what to get into going into this match because Raquel Gonzalez isn't ever really the wrestler. She's usually the big daddy cool to the Shawn Michaels. You know,
she's the monster. And I literally wrote that in my notes. Raquel Gonzalez is a monster.
She was a monster in this match, even though.
However, there is a big negative for not for the match, but for them as a team, for me.
Okay.
Dakota Kai literally does almost nothing to help.
Yeah.
Raquel Gonzalez, she gets in the match, and she's literally taking out both Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart. As soon as Dakota Kai comes in, they get the upper hand for the almost entire time that she's in there until Raquel Gonzalez gets back in.
Yeah, and I noticed
we obviously know who does. Yeah, we obviously know who does all the heavy lifting in this team.
I mean, it happens sometimes.
It does, but it's like it doesn't seem all that beneficial to Raquel to have her as a teammate. Because if they were gonna lose, it would have been Dakota Kai's fault. There's like no question about it.
Absolutely. That. Now, this match, in my opinion, was an amazing pace setter, way more than we ever get from anything on like the main roster. I was really shocked that, like Josh said, there was a couple moments where Dakota Kai was out of the ring and Raquel Gonzalez was like, she was doing all the work by herself, and then Dakota Kai would get tagged back in, and Dakota Kai is literally getting her ass handed to her, and I mean bad. There were a couple points where I thought the match was just going to be over because that's how it was going, and it didn't go that way, and I was thankful for that. But I also came to a realization, and I don't know if Josh would agree with me 100% on this one, but Ember Moon went for the Eclipse, and I realized that move has potential to be one of two things. Either the Eclipse is going to be a well-performed, beautiful flowing stunner, or it is going to fucking paralyze somebody. You're muted, bro. You're muted.
Legit is sorry. That's what I said. Yeah, I watched her do that move, and I was like, oh Jesus, that could go so wrong.
Yeah,
at any point. Yeah, it's a damn good move, but it could go real wrong. Real quick side note here. As you know, I put John up on the screen because my daughter came out again. It brought up a memory while I was watching the show, and Faith was watching it with me, and I'm watching this match, and she says, the green girl must be the champion because the pink girl hasn't done any moves to take the green girl down. Talking about Shotzi and Dakota Kai. And I was like, and that's when it clicked in my head. I was like, yeah, she's not doing anything.
No.
Not a damn thing.
And it's weird because they're a heel tag team. Like Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai are a heel tag team. there were no heel tactics from them at all in this match.
No, I mean, other than a couple of ref distractions.
Yeah, and the one really good one where it got Ember Moon was like she got the tag and Shotzi was coming in, and obviously Dakota Kai had the distraction.
Yeah,
I mean, like this match, I'm going to say this right now. I don't say this very often about pace setters. This match was a 5-star match.
Yeah, dude, it was fantastic.
Like there was not much about this match besides the lack of Dakota Kai.
Yeah,
there was not much about this match I would pick apart.
Yeah, and even that, like, they still played the match well.
Oh, absolutely.
With her being essentially the punching bag.
Which is funny though, because if you don't really pay attention to it, you don't catch that though.
Yeah, you really don't. If you're not, I'll be honest. If my daughter hadn't pointed it out, I don't know if I would have necessarily picked up and started paying attention to it throughout the whole match.
Yeah,
because that's when I started paying attention to it
now
and seeing if she was actually going to do anything.
I think it's kind of cool that this match went way different than I expected.
Yeah.
Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez pick up the win. They win the Dusty, the first ever women's Dusty Classic.
Yep. And now they are the new number one contenders for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships.
Yeah, which is really cool because me and you were talking about this right before we went on the air. Yeah. That they cut a promo this last week on NXT against Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax.
Yeah.
And I was telling Josh that I think it's really weird that both teams are heel tag teams. And that's very rare that that's ever done. So I'm wondering if we're going to start to see a shift in either Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota's Kai character, or if Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler maybe are going to like soften up a little bit. Like soften up Nia Jax's hole.
Yeah, maybe. But that whole hole again. But that whole interaction between them really I mean, obviously we'll get into it later, but it solidifies my prediction for tomorrow's pay-per-view.
Absolutely.
And I'll talk more about it when we get there, but yeah, that whole thing just solidifies it for me. Before we move on, I wanted to say something about Raquel and Dakota. You know, we talked about Dakota being the punching bag, and she's literally like a toss. She gets tossed multiple times.
Yeah,
Raquel Gonzalez pulled a Tyler Black in this match, and uses Dakota Kai as a weapon, essentially.
Yeah,
it took me back to Tyler Black, Jimmy Jacobs, WSX, way back in the day. Tyler, for those of you who don't know, Tyler Black is now Seth Rollins, and he used to do the same thing with Jimmy Jacobs.
Yep,
and it was awesome. And seeing her do that, I was like, "That's cool." I really liked that. I don't know if you caught it at all, but I thought it was. Really
I don't think I paid attention enough to have really thought about it.
Yeah, I thought it was really good. It was toward the end of the match. She like picked her up and like tossed her into a body splash.
Oh yeah, no, I do remember that.
Yeah, I thought it was really cool. I dug it quite a bit, but yeah, great match.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're out there, let us know what you're thinking as we're going along here. Yeah. I mean, it's always great to hear from the fans as well as it is to just know you guys are appreciating what we're doing.
Absolutely. Yeah. If you got questions, comments, concerns, keep your concerns to yourself, but questions and comments, bring it our way.
Oh,
I don't need your concerns. No. All right. Next match up
was the North American Championship. It's seeing Johnny Gargano defend the North American Championship against the one, the only, Kushida. Now, not gonna lie, it wasn't until after NXT TakeOver that I actually tried to research a little bit about who Kushida was. I used the basis of all the concerns. I used the basis of going to one of the people I work with. Thank you, Chad, for your knowledge of the independents and Japan.
Yeah, Chad, where the hell are you? You ain't on this stream watching.
Yeah, Chad. I didn't text him, so he might not have known we went live.
Fucking Chad. He should just know.
He should. So Kushida, his gimmick is a Marty McFly gimmick from Back to the Future. Hence why his finisher is called the hoverboard, which I actually thought was really cool.
The blue jeans and the weird white shoes, it all makes sense.
Yep.
It all makes sense.
So I'm just going to say this right here at the beginning. Let me tell you something, brother. This match was just holy fuck. Now, anybody who has watched NXT or watched us talk about NXT knows I do not like Johnny Gargano. Not even a little fucking bit.
Yeah.
But this match made me respect Johnny Gargano in a whole new way, and not even for the fact that he is just banging on Candice LeRae. Because hats off to him for that one alone. I mean, he's a hideous fucking shit of a man. He's banging her.
Okay, so be it.
I can respect him to think he's ugly.
Fair enough.
People do the same thing to me every day.
Fair enough. So,
Josh, tell us about your thoughts on this match.
All right. So, so this match, first off, starts off with something that I need to mention because I will bring it back up later. As Johnny Gargano comes out, he notices Austin Theory is not there. And he sends Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell to go look for him.
Yep.
Okay. I'll come back to that. I loved Kushida. I didn't really see much of him, but he started off with a real early dominance in this match, using the refs' outside counts really to his advantage, which I thought was really well done. I dug what I saw from him. This was one of the most technical matches, but also extremely fast paced, which is rare. You don't see that a lot. Just the amount of technical skill being showcased here while this match was being able to have that fast pace, be exciting, was to me incredible. Because again, most of the time you don't get that kind of we see another really technical match later on.
Yep.
It's a great match, but there were lots of slow points during it.
There was.
I didn't feel that way at all during this match.
No, not even a little.
Not even a little. And I think it's one of, granted, I have not watched a ton of Johnny Gargano matches, but of what I have seen of his stuff, this is probably the best Johnny Gargano match that I personally have seen.
I will say it like this. Johnny Gargano usually wrestles on this level. And that is if the ceiling is here, Johnny Gargano performs at the highest he can ever give the fans. And I will give him that. I have a lot of personal hatred for him for the reasons I've seen backstage from him, the way I know he is as a person. I don't like him. And I mean, that's my own personal opinion because I like wrestlers who other people don't. And I don't hate people for that. So don't shit on me for hating Johnny Gargano. But I will say this. When a man can perform on this level at every fucking turn he takes, and you get a guy like Kushida who's going to come in and he's going to mirror Johnny Gargano's energy, and they're there. They're there at the same points. That was really impressive to watch because it was almost like a mirror fight. Night fade. I really thought, though, that it was a really well done between both men. Because like Josh said, technical does not ever go that fast pace. And there wasn't a moment. I mean, there was a lot of rest holds in that. There were a lot of arm bars. There were a lot of fucking takedowns. And it did not feel slow at all.
No, it really didn't. And I was floored by that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I just couldn't believe how well done. And I want to see this Gargano all the time.
Absolutely. Honestly.
Maybe it's hard to keep that level, and it probably also depends on who you're wrestling against.
Yes.
But I want to see that level all the time.
Doing fantasy booking the way I always do, this match made me want to change this into a triple threat, and I want to add somebody into this. Okay. Because I think it would have been an amazing match. Kushida versus Johnny Gargano versus SmackDown's resident fucking hard hitter himself, the King of Hardstyle, Shinsuke Nakamura.
I would watch the fuck out of that match.
I'm saying, man.
Yeah.
Now, Johnny Gargano, obviously, in the end. Oh, go ahead, because I know you wanted to bring back around the.
Johnny Gargano picks up the win. Congrats to him, retains his title.
Congrats to him.
He earned it here. But where the fuck is Austin Theory? They never go back to this.
Nope, they do on NXT though.
I'm just saying, the match starts. They never go back to it during the match. They never go back to it during the pay-per-view. So I'm like, the whole show, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, where the fuck?
What's the point? Yeah.
Yeah. Why'd they even bother? Like, Candice and Indy could have just not even come out with him. He could have just came up by himself, never done that. And okay. So
and honestly,
tell me what happened on NXT with it.
I honestly don't know. I just know they walked him out. He had like a hood over his face. He was like still tied together really weirdly. I don't really know, but
who walked him out? Oh, they walked him. They found him, but kept him tied up.
Yeah, amazing.
Whatever. Oh
it's weird though, because I expected it to come into the end of the match.
Yeah. Or even later on in the pay-per-view would have been fine.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I'm just saying. Sorry about that. Getting more comfortable, and I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna sit back on my couch a little bit.
But yeah,
I expected it to come back somehow towards the end of that as well. And I was like, for them to have just ignored it, like you said, it really ruined the way it was done. Because I expected it to either be like somebody beat down Austin Theory in the back, or he played a extravagant role in how Johnny Gargano was going to beat Kushida. But instead, Johnny Gargano picked up a clean win at that.
Yeah, he didn't need anybody out there with him. And it showed how good he can be when he's not being held back by all this other bullshit.
Ooh.
Yeah, I said it.
I mean, I'll take Candice LeRae off his hands for him. He doesn't need that. I mean, I will clearly just keep her busy.
Oh, I'm sure you would. All right, so we're on to our third match of the night, Johnny.
Yep.
And that is the men's Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Cup match, final match. It is MSK versus the Grizzled Young Veterans.
Yep.
All right, so John, I'll let you start this one off. What'd you think?
I only have a few notes for this match, and I think it describes this match fully.
Okay.
First note, holy shit. Second note, MSK was a house of fire. And third, who the fuck are the Grizzly Young Veterans? Now, I know that they were last year's final two. They were one of the final two teams in the Dusty Classic last year. I get that. But me and you have been watching a lot of NXT this year. I mean, granted, we only watched the pay-per-views.
I watched the main show once in a while.
But where the fuck have Grizzly Young Veterans been?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. But you could say the same thing about Daniel Bryan, because we went months and months without seeing him on a pay-per-view.
That's true.
But he does stuff on the main show. You know what I mean?
Very true.
So, you know, it's weird the way they book. I mean, yes, you know, they only have like 5 matches. I get it. You know, the NXT takeovers are typically 2.5 hours. So they're shorter than the WWE pay-per-views, the regular ones. So they get less stuff going on. I get it. But yeah, if these dudes were good enough to make it into the semifinals or finals or whatever from last year, I mean, where they been?
Right. Well, I know they got a tag team title shot.
Exactly. You know, and they're good enough to be in the finals of this year. So where were they before that? I don't know.
Who knows?
But
now,
yeah.
I know I said holy shit, but this match was literally like. Now I know you didn't really get
this match started real slow.
It did.
I'm gonna say that it started really slow, and I made a note here about these two teams. I put down these two teams are very different, and then I put Grizzled Young Veterans is a slower, more technical, methodical team, whereas MSK is a much more fast-paced, high-flying, and spontaneous team.
Oh, very spontaneous.
What are your thoughts on that? Is that something, you agree with me on that?
Well, I know you didn't get to really watch MSK when they were the Rascals in TNA.
Yeah.
Because, Mr. Somebody over there doesn't watch Impact Wrestling. I will say this, though. MSK are definitely spontaneous. I think that they do really good as a tag team, being uniform, and they're exciting, and they're young. And, of course, they're going to do all that crazy shit that, like, 10 years from now is going to fucking hurt them, and they're going to be in constant pain. But going up against a team like Josh said of the grizzled young veterans, it clearly is a clash of styles. And like Josh said, the match started out slow, but it did pick itself up and start moving. And once it started moving, this was a fucking train that you had to keep up with.
Yeah.
Because there was action going on over here. There was action going on over here.
Dude.
Sometimes the action would interchange here, which I purposely did because if you noticed, all their gear had little green X's on it.
Yeah.
I thought that was a cute little nod to DX.
Yeah, dude. MSK, man. Wesley diving out of the fucking ring. Dude. It was beautiful. It was perfect.
Well, did you see the swanton over the turnbuckle?
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
That dive where he just dove out swanton and then landed on his feet.
Landed on his feet.
Dude, freaking dude is nuts, and I love it.
And that's a fucking distance to clear, because not only are you clearing the corner, but he cleared the steps.
Yeah.
Like, that not only shows he had speed and the agility, but, I mean, he fucking moves.
Yeah.
Now, one of the things that I think that they need to change up a little bit, because it doesn't look as good in the WWE, is it did in Impact Wrestling as their finisher. Okay. And that is the standing moonsault, or the standing moonsault shove that they do.
Yeah.
I thought it looked good when they were wrestling a bunch of littler guys and like cruiserweights. It doesn't look so good when you're going up against a couple guys who are bigger than you. Because honestly, he lands it, and I was like, I would have just fucking shoved him right back off.
Right.
But I get that that's their move. It's innovative and it's fresh. You don't see people doing moves like that.
It's true.
So, I mean, that really sets them apart when, like, you really look at them as a tag team.
Yeah. Yeah, I dug it, but I get what you're saying. I totally understand that, where it tends to look different based on who you're wrestling, you know?
Yes.
So, yeah, I get that. But, yeah, I thought they did a hell of a job. They picked up the win, deservedly so. They are the second winners of the Men's Dusty Cup, man. The Dusty Classic. Gotta love it. I think that's pretty cool.
I agree.
All right. So we go into like a little break before the next match. They show a little short, kind of like promo for Black History Month. It's a few black wrestlers quoting Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. I really liked it. I thought it was really cool. I wish it was longer. I wish they'd done more with it, but I thought it was really well done. Though I thought the placement of the promo after it just seemed off to me. It was really weird. You got this really real serious, Black History Month promo.
Yep.
And then you get this real fucking goofy, longer also promo for probably the whitest guy on the roster.
Not only the whitest guy, but one of the weirdest.
Yeah, Cameron Grimes.
Now,
I don't know what to make of this new gimmick change that he's got. I don't know. I didn't like his gimmick before.
Like I said,
I don't think that this has done him any benefit.
It really reminds me of the Jamie Noble gimmick they ran in the early 2000s when Jamie Noble went from being trailer park trash to winning the lottery. Yeah. And all of a sudden you got this hick who's fucking rich.
Yeah. I'm not a fan. I don't know. I don't know about you. Not a fan here.
I think he has potential to be something. I just think they're still feeling out gimmicks with him.
Maybe. I feel like that's going to be detrimental to him.
Oh, absolutely.
They're going to go through gimmick after gimmick trying to find the right thing. And then by that time, people aren't going to care anymore about him.
That's true.
I feel bad, but because I just don't I'm not saying that he's not good. I just don't like his gimmicks. I don't know. All right. So we are on to the next
NXT
match.
Women's Championship.
That's right.
Triple threat, seeing Mercedes Martinez taking on Toni Storm, taking on the champion, Io Shirai.
That's right.
Now, Josh.
Yes.
Who do you have pegged to win this match?
I mean, I definitely thought it was going to be Io. I didn't think she was going to lose it. But, I mean, I know that Mercedes Martinez is a powerhouse. I know that Toni Storm, they got her kind of they've been pushing her a bit lately, but I had my money on Io, and you know, we all see how it all shook out at the end there, but
you had your money on Io and I had my eyes on Toni.
Oh, I had my eyes on her too. I'll say that. Yeah.
So tell me about your thoughts on this match overall.
All right. I thought this match was decent. I'm not going to say it was fantastic, especially after the other women's match that we saw earlier in the night. But I think that the three of them didn't work. They didn't mesh as well together as I hoped that they would. I don't know if that makes sense.
It does.
Because the first like 5 minutes of this match, it didn't seem like they knew quite what they were doing with one another. Moves just didn't look crisp. I don't know what it was. It felt like it dragged a bit. And I'll be honest, not a huge fan of Mercedes Martinez. I don't know. She doesn't do anything. Like, I don't know. I don't really care.
I think her style really clashed with this match, and I think that's what happened. Well, you gotta remember, Mercedes Martinez is a former MMA kind of person. Yeah. She's one of the 4 horsewomen. Like, Mercedes Martinez is a legit badass.
Yeah.
Toni Storm, I mean, she's legit. She's a great wrestler, but her style doesn't mix. And then Io Shirai she's a fucking loose cannon, man. You don't ever know where she's coming from.
Yeah. That's true.
I thought this match, I agree with you. I thought that this was another great match once it picked up and started moving. Yeah. But I agree. Coming out of the gates, you were just kind of like, oh. But then it picked up and you're like, oh.
Yeah.
Now, there was obviously a couple spots in this match where I was just kind of like, oh, man. But
tell me about your oh, man spots. I'm interested.
Okay, so the major oh, man spot that really stuck with me was the table.
Oh,
you know something big was going to happen. Tony's clearing it off. The fucking table breaks away.
Yeah, she just like swipes some stuff off the table, like papers and a water bottle and stuff. And then just, it's just like, and the look on her face, she just looked defeated. Like, well, what the fuck do I do now?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you clearly know something big was going to happen.
Yeah.
And then I'm just like, well, that fucking sucks. Of course, wrestling fans instantly are like, oh my God, Toni Storm is so strong. She destroyed the table. First off, you can't hate Toni Storm for that. That's the fucking person who put the table together's fault.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that they slammed into it during the MSK match.
They did.
And I wouldn't be shocked if it like knocked it loose.
Oh, guaranteed.
Now,
guaranteed.
What would have happened if the commentary people are just sitting there and then the thing collapses on their legs? Like, come on, man.
That would have been a little funny.
Like, it could have happened. She didn't do much to get it to collapse. She really didn't. But
the other thing is that a lot of people don't realize is a lot of the stability for holding those tables comes up with the monitors and stuff in them.
And I think that guard thing.
The guard thing across the top.
Yeah, I think it holds sides together.
Yeah.
And once you pop it off, everything's ready to go. Yeah.
At this point, I'm surprised WWE has come up with a fail-safe way to have like the top little guard piece stay on, but like the monitor is not in there. Like, I understand commentary has to be watching those monitors to see the match the way we're seeing the match.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you're sitting 2 feet from the ring. Can you not call a match old school? Because I can. I have done it plenty of times where I've sat next to you at a live show and been like, oh, fuck, well, watch this. Oh, God, yeah, there we go. Oh, my God, we've got a hip toss, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, a hip toss into a headlock. Oh, the headlock. Oh, my God, we got a reversal. Oh, my God.
No, yeah, you've done that lots of times. I I don't know how I feel about the whole monitors thing. It is what it is, I guess. Though it does always make me wonder how many monitors have they had to buy? Because like, how many times do you see them clear a table and they're just like poof, chucking monitors on the floor?
True.
Like
that is very true.
That can't be good. But yeah, I felt bad for her when that happened, just because that's like you said, they were probably planning something big, and it just kind of screws up the whole flow.
It did, and I mean, and it did for a good couple minutes. Like they were trying to re-get their footing under them.
Yeah,
and then Shirai comes flying off the fucking scaffolding, and I'm like, holy Jesus Christ! Like, where the fuck was she?
Yeah. Toni Storm did have a pretty sick headbutt in this match, followed by a flying headbutt, which I thought was pretty cool.
I love her flying headbutts, though.
Yeah, but she just legit. I think it was on Mercedes. She just like headbutts her right in the chest and takes her out, and then goes up top for her. I was like, damn, you don't
Arms
see
out
that.
Too, man. She flew.
Yeah. Like, you don't see like standing headbutts almost ever.
And I mean, McIntyre does one all the time.
Yeah, that's one dude. I'm saying you rarely see it. There aren't many people.
A lot of people who do headbutts are like, they're told not to do them anymore.
I know. Yeah, I get that. I like that hers is like to the chest. Like she like bashes your chest with it. I'm like, okay, that's unique, and it's easier to sell.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It's way easier to sell because you either have to time it just right, the way Drew McIntyre does it, or you risk bashing somebody else's face against your own. Like you really got to be careful with that. So I thought it was really well done. Was there anything else about this match you wanted to mention?
No, not really. I think it was pretty much open shut on this match. It was good.
Yeah.
But I mean,
it was good. Io Shirai retains her title, so nothing crazy happened there. So
I was really sad that Toni Storm didn't get it.
Yeah, I get that. I know that's how much you like her. So
dude, I love Toni Storm. She's one of the few women on the roster who I'm like, I would buy a house and lose it in a divorce to that woman.
Fair enough.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've all been waiting for, the main event, the NXT Championship on the line, is Finn Bálor defends against the Bruiserweight, Pete Dunne.
That's right.
Now, again, just great match.
Dude.
For different reasons, though.
Yeah.
This match, I expected a lot more of like what we got earlier in the show, like the really fast-paced, really like high-flying, a lot of action. Yeah. And you didn't really get that until the end of this match.
Yeah, it started off with like a lot of back and forth, real technical, it was almost like a clinic on technical wrestling.
I know.
At the beginning.
I know. But like you said though, when it came to the other one, when we talked about Kushida and Johnny Gargano, that match went by really quick with its clinic.
Oh,
and Bálor and Dunne really slowed it down. It was kind of a methodic pace where it's like, we're really going to fucking make you want to see this more. And Pete Dunne is a fucking hard-hitting, really in-your-face aggressive style.
Yeah.
Finn isn't anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that. But yeah, you definitely get that with Pete Dunne here. He works the arm and hand of Finn Bálor like insanely. Yeah. Working those fingers, like people don't really do that. No. I thought that these two guys, the way that these technical moves were done told a really compelling story for these two guys in this feud. It's essentially telling you about what has happened in the past with Finn's injuries and all that stuff, and the way that Pete was continuing to work those. It's something that you don't get often, and it's something that you don't necessarily recognize through the moves very often. I thought that was really well done. I really enjoyed it.
I thought so as well. I thought that like this whole match just went really well with itself, and like the back and forth, and like it really did a great job at making you think that like maybe Finn Bálor's injuries are going to come back and prevent him from winning.
Maybe.
Maybe this was Pete Dunne's chance and opportunity. Yeah. And I think Pete Dunne is proved. I mean, he was a former He's a WWE NXT UK champion.
Yeah.
He has been the I'm pretty sure he was the NXT champion over there too. Not just the UK champion, but like the actual NXT UK as well. That one I'm not 100% sure on. But let's fast forward to the end of this match where like everything just fucking breaks down.
Yeah.
So
there was something I wanted to mention really quickly.
Okay, go ahead.
You talk about Pete Dunne being this like hard-hitting dude. There was a moment. Triangle choke moment. Okay. He's got Finn Baszler in that leg triangle, you know, where eventually Finn gets his leg and he passes out.
Yeah.
But while he has him locked in, he is throwing the weakest punches I've ever freaking seen. I don't understand what was happening. They're like this.
I don't know.
I don't know what was going on, man. It was distracting.
Maybe it was supposed to be like he was in so much pain from the lock that he couldn't get. I don't know.
Well, why would Pete Dunne be in pain? He's the one putting the lock on.
That's true. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like Pete Dunne was the one who's doing the move and then throwing some weak punch. It was real weird. I suggest going back. We'll just watch that part to see what I'm talking about because it was really odd. I don't know what was going on.
I might have been like not fully paying attention to that part.
Yeah.
Might have been like refreshing my drink or something. But yeah, that's definitely, I don't know. I can't even justify that one then.
Yeah, it was real weird. I don't know what was going on. But yeah, okay, go ahead.
So, the last couple minutes of the match, you know, Finn Baszler pulls off the coup de grace, pulls it back into something else, like a lock of a sort, gets the retain. Like Finn Baszler retains his championship. And what was deserved, mind you. I'm not saying like, oh my god, this was a shitty match. Like Finn Baszler deserved to retain. And then out comes Oney Larkin and
Danny, whatever his last name is.
Yeah, whatever his name is. They're the guys who are teamed up with Pete Dunne right now. And they just start beating the shit out of Finn Baszler.
Yeah.
And I'm like, where the hell is this going to go?
Yeah.
And out comes Undisputed Era. Mm-hmm. All 4 members. And I'm like, yeah! I'm like,
3.
No, 3. It was 3 members.
Yeah, 3.
And I'm like,
no Bobby Fish. No Bobby Fish.
Yeah, no Bobby the Fish. It was Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, and Adam Cole coming out for the save, and they get the save. And as the other the other guys are walking up the entrance ramp, you get an awesome pose in the ring where it's Adam Cole and Roderick Strong standing with Finn Baszler. Finn's got his championship, and out of nowhere, Adam Cole kicks fucking Finn Baszler straight in the face.
Dude, it was sick. And I totally was like, baby!
Adam Cole, baby! And I was so fucking on the edge of my seat. Like, I was like, oh my God. Yes. Yeah. Yes. And then Adam Cole's like in his face and he's like, yeah. And Kyle O'Reilly's like, dude, what are you doing? Stop. Yeah. And like he starts showing concern for Finn Baszler. And fucking Adam Cole out of nowhere fucking just straight super kicked fucking Kyle O'Reilly. And then he gets out of the ring and you got fucking Roderick Strong sitting there like, dude, he's checking on both the guys while still looking over his shoulder like, what the fuck just happened? Yeah. Are we seeing a split up of Undisputed Era?
Yeah, I don't know. Because like you said, Roderick Strong, he looked real torn. He didn't know it didn't seem like he knew what to do.
I mean, Roddy's been with fucking Adam Cole forever.
Yeah.
And I mean, Kyle O'Reilly, he's been pretty loyal too. So, I mean, for this to have come out the way it did, man, like.
It's Strong and Fish are the team, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So I could see Kyle O'Reilly essentially being booted out of Undisputed Era.
That's literally kicking somebody out, though, man. Like,
literally.
So
I had heard about this happening before I watched the event. I didn't realize that it was at the event. I thought it was during the Wednesday episode. Okay. I didn't realize it was during the show. And so when it happened, I was like, oh. And then I didn't know that he kicked Kyle O'Reilly. All I knew was that he booted Finn Baszler in the face.
Oh, so you must have been in real shock then.
Yeah, I was like, what the? Like, I was like, okay, this is where your Adam Cole's going to turn and take out Finn Baszler. Okay. And then he boots Kyle O'Reilly. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? Yeah.
It's like, it was legit shock as I was watching it. Like you, I had it spoiled for me before I saw the event. But I'm watching the event and I'm like, don't do it. Don't do it. And he does it. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm coming, Elizabeth.
Oh shit, that's great.
I mean, like, we just covered NXT, and we've got barely any comments going over here. Are you people like alive? Are you listening to us?
That's okay, because we have more to talk about.
Well, first we got to do one other thing, though. We got to talk about the best, the worst, the MVP, and the moment of the match, or the moment of the night.
That is
so let's start
true.
out with the MVP, sir. Who was your MVP of NXT TakeOver Vengeance Day?
My MVP, I think, would be honestly Johnny Gargano. I think he proved himself here for me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really funny that you picked Johnny Gargano. Yeah, because I picked Kushida.
Nice. Give me a little bit of insight about why Kushida.
I didn't really know much about him, and once I actually got to know something about him, I was like, holy fuck, okay, well, this guy's pretty badass. He's legit at what he's doing. He made Johnny Gargano look top-notch. Johnny Gargano made him look top-notch. Yeah, I love the Back to the Future reference, because, I mean, who doesn't love Back to the Future? I mean, come on, Doc. He made a DeLorean a time machine out of a DeLorean. But I mean, Kushida did a really great job, and I kind of want to see more of his work now.
Yeah, I agree. I thought he did great, but yeah, I think it's because I wasn't really expecting a whole ton out of Gargano, because like you, wasn't a huge fan, but he earned my respect here. My first choice had been Raquel Gonzalez after watching that first match because she just. That was her match.
Yeah,
it really, you know what I mean? It was her match. But then after watching the Gargano match, I was like, oh, Gargano just upped his game to fucking 1,000 here.
I know it's not fair to compare wrestlers to other past wrestlers, but Raquel Gonzalez really showed shades of like China in that match.
Yeah.
Sheer dominance, the strength. I really hope that she's got a lot of years left on her career because she's got potential to get moved up and be a real force of the women's division.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, she's fantastic. I wouldn't be surprised by the end of the year they pull her up. I mean, at minimum she becomes a champ, and they might even bring her up. I wouldn't be shocked. Yeah. But all right, so John, what was your moment of the night?
Adam Cole, baby, turning heel,
dude. Like there were a couple of like moves and stuff, or like things that had like the table break was kind of cool, but yeah, Adam Cole. I was like, I was stunned. I was like dumbfounded when that happened.
Not being stunned for me, it was one of those legitimate moments as a fan where even though I knew it happened, you're watching history in the making.
Yeah.
And I don't give a shit how many times Undisputed Era has been on the fence, kind of teetering, tottering. Are they the tweeners that everybody likes? Are they the heels that are going to go into business for themselves? Yeah. He literally just put Finn Baszler on notice that he is coming for the NXT championship.
Oh, yeah. Yes, he did.
And he did it with a fucking statement that he doesn't give a shit if you're his ally or you're the enemy. He will go through you to get you.
That's right. All right, John. Worst match of the night.
Sadly, you got to pick one out of them all, and I sadly chose the NXT Women's Championship match.
So did I. Not like all 5 of these matches were solid to great. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like there wasn't a bad match amongst them, in my opinion.
No.
But like you said, we got to pick one.
Sadly, the only reason I picked the NXT Women's Championship match was because the 3 styles don't mesh.
Yeah, they didn't. I don't think they worked well.
I mean, like it was really good, but it just you could tell that like the 3 styles weren't there. They just maybe if it had been a different style match, maybe if it had been like a Falls Count Anywhere match or a tables match or something, maybe it would have had that little bit more excitement that I needed to.
A tables match where every table collapses on its own.
Ouch. Ouch. Would be a dick.
Oh, I had to get one in.
Yeah, that's the reason why I kind of feared that way. I was just kind of like, okay, like it was a good match overall, but
yeah,
something's got to get picked, and it just didn't hold up to the other four.
Yeah, you and me, same page here, bro.
That's
same page. Sure. And I'd be shocked if we're not on the same page here. Gargano, Kushida.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
dude. For all the right reasons.
Dude, that match, again, like when after watching the first match, I was like, this women's tag match, this is it right here. This, I don't know if anything's gonna beat this. And I was like, it's definitely not gonna beat Johnny Gargano. And then I watched it, I was like, oh shit, it is Johnny Gargano.
Right? Like the moment I watched that match, because I always do notes down, like because I do my notes on paper and pen. So like in the fucking thing over here is where I start making notes that aren't like my match notes. And right next to that, I right next to the thing for North American title, I've got match of the night, no contender guaranteed.
Nice. Yeah. Very good. So yeah, everybody, that was NXT TakeOver Vengeance Day.
Vengeance Day.
That's right, Vengeance Day. So
is there anybody still out there watching us?
Oh, somebody's watching. I don't know who, but somebody on Facebook is watching right now. I wonder if it's still Tracy. She was the one who was on Facebook watching. Tracy, if it's you, if you're alive, let us know.
Someone let us know who's out there. Throw us a comment. Just say hi.
But all right. So I think unless you need a quick 2-minute break, John, we could get into it.
I'm
you need
good.
a break? All right.
I'm good.
All right. So I guess it is time to move from the pay-per-view.
It's time to move from NXT to the it's Joe.
What up, Joe? How you doing?
Ladies and gentlemen,
right.
It is the Enforcer.
Yes.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, we are moving from NXT to the WWE. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the Elimination Chamber.
Yes, here it is. The Elimination Chamber. This is our Elimination Chamber prediction show.
Yeah. This is the time of year where, the fucking structure known as the Elimination Chamber, Satan's Playground, comes back around.
That's right.
What is good, Joe? You are good.
That's right. You are good. The definition of good. But yeah, we're doing good.
Now, I only knew of the 2 matches going into this. So the rest of this is all kind of new to me, so I'm still going to make my predictions.
Okay.
And I'm going to have you make notes of my predictions as we're going through so I can keep track of mine.
Okay.
All right. So let's get into this. All
right, John. So obviously we talked about this story a little earlier. Lacey Evans revealed that she is legitimately pregnant. So according to Dave Meltzer, she will not be participating in this match.
Makes sense.
So Asuka doesn't have a competitor anymore.
Yes, she does. It'll be the one, the only Rhea Ripley.
I think that would be cool. That wasn't confirmed anywhere. I don't know if you saw that somewhere.
No, I didn't. That's my prediction, sir.
That would be cool.
Prediction show.
However, I had a really crazy idea.
Okay.
Crazy. What if, and hear me out, what if they decide to have an impromptu women's chamber match?
And do the same thing they're doing with
Roman Reigns and have her face off at the end of the night against whoever wins.
Fair enough.
Think about it. The chamber's already there. So all you need, it's not like, oh, okay, they just got to lower it a third time. Okay. That's not like it's that big of a deal. You shuffle the card around a little bit. You get 6 women in there. Boom. Now, I know that I'm springing this on you. Do you have any suggestions? I have a little list who I think would be good in this match. Now, remember, this is Raw.
Liv Morgan.
Okay.
Natalya.
Okay. I don't know if she's on Raw. She wasn't. I don't think she was on the Raw list when I looked on the WWE page. Okay, Peyton Royce. All right.
I don't know. Those are the only real ones I've got. What do you got?
Okay. So I put down. I went through the roster for Raw to see which female superstars were even on Raw, because sometimes I have a hard time keeping track who's on what show. So of the ones that were there, I put down Alexa Bliss, Charlotte Flair, because you know they would.
Yep.
Lana, because she's been getting a push.
She has.
Dana Brooke.
Yes.
Peyton Royce. And Nikki Cross.
Yes.
Now, I also had in parentheses, maybe even a surprise instead of one of these, maybe a surprise like a Rhea Ripley.
Yeah.
Or a returning Becky Lynch would be cool.
Now, I was
never going to happen.
Asuka get in the ring and be like, "Oh, she wasn't ready for Asuka," and then they're like, "Well, we need a competitor," and then Becky Lynch comes out. That would be badass,
dude. Yeah, if it was just here's a one-on-one, we're just putting somebody in, and this is how they bring Becky Lynch back, dude. That would be awesome.
Excuse the vulgarity of this, but Josh's dick would be through the roof.
Right through up the chimney.
Hopefully that chimney's got good ventilation.
Not anymore, if you know what I mean. but yeah. So I mean, I don't know what your thoughts are. I doubt that they would do a third chamber match.
It'll probably end up being Charlotte, knowing the way the WWE booked it.
I hope. Like I said,
my prediction is going to be Rhea Ripley. That is my prediction.
I hope so. I think that would be fantastic. Give her the title. You know.
Oh yeah.
Let her come up. Up to the main roster. I think she deserves it. I think it would be awesome to see it go down that way. And
I mean, for the Raw for the WWE Women's Championship, what better way to do it?
Yeah, and then you can have her and Asuka like feud a bit and have like a rematch at Mania. You know, whether Asuka wins it back or not, that's up to them. But I think it would be, I think that would be solid to have it be Rhea Ripley. If not, Becky Lynch. Making her return. How fucking cool that would be. And if Becky Lynch returned, they better give it to her. That's all I'm saying. I mean,
she never technically lost the championship, so that would be one hell of a way to
exactly
put back on her.
It would almost be a Sami Zayn situation, but less annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Becky wouldn't come in being like, unless they wanted her to be like a super heel about it, but I don't think they would.
I don't know.
I feel like she would come in just being like, she would be herself. She would be the man, know? And she'd be like, I gave you that title because I thought you deserved it after you won the briefcase or whatever. But I have a right to challenge for that. Something like that,
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I think it would be awesome.
If you're half the woman I think you are, you'll give me a title shot right now.
Yeah. I think, man, I want it so bad, but it probably won't happen. But I really
No. You want Becky. You don't want the match.
I want both. All right. So we both are saying, because I definitely agree with you. I think Rhea Ripley would be a great one.
Rhea Ripley,
and I think she would if it's her. I think she takes it. If it's almost anybody else, honestly, I think it'll be Asuka.
Probably.
Like, I don't think there's many other people that you're just going to throw into this. Fuck that noise. She don't deserve the title right now.
I don't think she deserves it either, but this is the WWE we're talking about.
Now, if they want to put her in the match, have her put on a damn good fight, lose, and then feud with her former tag team partner here up till WrestleMania, then we'll talk when it comes to that. But she needs to earn it, in my opinion. She hasn't been doing enough. She hasn't had the momentum, in my opinion, to legitimately have that title right now. All right, so the next match we're going to talk about is the United States Championship Triple Threat match. This is another match that may be changing up, just like the one we talked about, because the story we talked about earlier, Keith Lee, he may not be in this match. I again, Dave Meltzer, he's always got his finger on the pulse there. He said some stuff seems off with the way he wasn't on Raw, and they said that it was because he was injured. Then the whole thing with him getting engaged, and there's been no mention of that from his side, and he wasn't confirmed on they're on Raw, right? I think they're on Raw.
Yeah.
It wasn't confirmed. Him being at the pay-per-view, not confirmed on Raw. So he may not be in this. Now, if that's the case, do you think they would replace him, or does it go down to a one-on-one between Bobby Lashley and Matt Riddle?
No, I think it's going to go down to a one-on-one between Riddle and Lashley.
Okay.
I think at that point, if it drops down to a one-on-one, Lashley clearly retains.
Okay, you think? Okay.
Only because Lashley's been very dumb.
I agree with you, but a lot of people out there in the sphere do not.
No, because Matt Riddle's serving Kool-Aid right now, and everybody's got to fucking drink it.
Yeah.
I personally don't see the hype about Riddle. I personally think that if it's the triple threat match, though, Keith Lee will get the championship.
I agree. If Keith Lee is in the match, he's who I'm putting my money on. If he's not, Lashley's who I'm putting my money on.
So we're agreeing then. So that's the way that one's going to play.
No matter what, Matt Riddle better not get this title.
I swear to God, if Matt Riddle gets the championship, I revolt.
Yeah, seriously. Okay, and we have one more match that had a little bit of mix up, or a little mixing up happening.
Yeah.
The WWE Championship Elimination Chamber match was originally supposed to be Drew McIntyre, Sheamus, Randy Orton, AJ Styles, Jeff Hardy, and The Miz. Well, The Miz decided he wasn't going to be in this match because he already has the Money in the Bank. He already has a guaranteed shot at a belt. So he doesn't need to put himself through this. So he took himself out. The plan was to get John Morrison into that match. But Adam Pearce had another thing to say about it and made a match, The Miz versus Kofi Kingston. If The Miz won his match, then John Morrison would get in. If Kofi won, then Kofi would be in. And sorry, Miz, you did not win.
No, you did not, sir.
Yeah, so Kofi wound up in this match. So it's Drew McIntyre defending against Sheamus, Randy Orton, AJ Styles, Kofi Kingston, and Jeff Hardy. So, John, what do you think here? Do you think Drew McIntyre has it in him to retain? Do you think somebody's going to take him out?
I think. Okay, so this is how I'm gonna word this. Do I want to see Drew McIntyre retain? No.
Wow.
Do I think he's going to? Yes.
Okay. Who would you like to see? Nice. Dude, that would be sick.
Jeff Hardy win. And I don't want to see him just win off some bullshit. I want to see something extreme from the inside of that cage, and I want to see him take it.
I mean, I'd be down for that. I do think it's going to be Drew. I mean, I'll be honest, like as I looked at it, I was like the only people who I could really see them giving the title to would be either Orton or AJ, really, but mostly Orton. And I'm like, I don't want it to be Orton.
The only reason it will be Orton is if they decide to put Edge against him at Mania.
That's
and then it'll be for the championship.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, anybody who knows me knows if it ain't Jeff Hardy, I mean.
Yep, you know it.
Randy Orton is the only logical choice besides McIntyre, and it's because, like I said, I've been calling it for months now that Randy Orton and Edge at Mania for the championship. Yeah. This is the last opportunity for them to put the championship on Randy Orton in a clean way that isn't some like fucking all of a sudden like jerk off moment.
And they've fought, some big matches recently, within the last year. And then the stuff that happened at Royal Rumble.
Uh-huh.
But they haven't fought for a title since Edge's return.
Nope.
I could see that.
And Randy's had a good program with Drew for a few moments out of this year.
Yeah. I have a feeling, I think like as we talk about it now, I think I might change my mind. I think it might be Randy Orton who actually takes this.
Like I said,
because I have a feeling that they're trying to swerve us with the whole Roman Reigns Edge thing because they've been kind of in each other's face a little bit. I think they're just trying to swerve us so that we don't see Orton coming. And that's how the Viper works, man. You don't see him coming.
RKO out of nowhere.
Yeah, so I have a feeling we might get that match.
Hear me out on this one.
Okay.
What if Roman Reigns fights somebody at the main event of Wrestle? Well, it wouldn't be the main event, but the second main event that nobody sees coming.
Okay.
What if he takes a second-tier guy who is deserving of a heavyweight championship shot, gives him an opportunity, and actually drops the championship?
You got anybody in mind?
I do have somebody in mind.
Okay.
The King of Swing.
Ooh.
The Swiss Cyborg.
I mean, that is who people are thinking is going to win the Universal Chamber match.
Yep.
So if that happens, I mean, we might as well get into, we gave our thing, so we might as well get into that one, the Universal Chamber match. It's a number one contenders match. Kevin Owens, Jey Uso, Cesaro, Daniel Bryan, Sami Zayn, King Corbin. Winner goes on to face Roman Reigns later in the night.
Yep.
And the chatter is that it's going to be Cesaro.
Yep.
Now, I could see this happening. And what you're talking about, I could see him putting on an amazing show.
Hell yeah.
Losing, and then Roman saying, good job, kind of that kind, like seeing something in him and allowing him that match at Mania kind of a thing. You know what I mean? I could see that. I really could. Yeah.
Now, this is how I want to see the Chamber play out. Okay, that's my realistic pick.
Yeah.
Is that like Cesaro could win it. What I think the WWE is going to do is going to be they're going to build up something even better.
Okay.
Jey Uso is going to win the Chamber.
I hope not.
And follow me on this, because honestly, the way that if they booked it right would be actually really awesome.
All right.
So Jey Uso wins. He gets his championship shot later on the night. So he comes out and Roman's like, lay down on the ground and let me pin you. Let me retain this championship. And Jey goes, no. You've pushed me around long enough. This is my opportunity to show you one more time that I'm going to beat you. And I'm going to take that championship and the head of the table spot.
Dude, that would be pretty sick.
I'm just saying. If I was going to book it, not only would I do that, that's where Jimmy Uso would come back, interfere, and help his brother take the championship off of Roman. And then we get them at Mania for the title.
I like it. I don't know if it'll happen, but I like the idea of it.
I mean, either way, my prediction is here on the show. I'm saying this.
Yeah.
Boom, it's in the books.
I still have a feeling it'll probably be Cesaro, but I would be totally okay to get this one wrong and have it be. Yeah. And as long as they go the route you are suggesting.
Maybe I should just get a job and start booking the WWE.
Yeah, man. Just be like, yo, I'm working here now.
Have any other matches been announced for the show?
Yes. There is one. I mean, we've got obviously the Roman Reigns versus the Chamber winner.
Yeah.
Which I think no matter who wins the Chamber, I think Roman's gonna retain no matter what.
Probably.
And then we have a women's tag team championship match: Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler versus Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair. Now, I don't see Sasha and Bianca winning tag titles. I don't understand why. I didn't watch SmackDown, so I don't. SmackDown. Or no, they're on Raw, I think. I didn't. Whatever show they're fucking on, I didn't watch it. So I don't see these two women being a tag team because that Bianca's going for her title at WrestleMania.
I mean, they've done it before.
Yeah, but I think it's stupid. And they already did we're going to take the titles off of Shayna and Nia, give it to a random tag team of Charlotte and Asuka.
Yeah.
And then give it back to them. They already did this. Don't do it again. Just let them keep that. Let them keep it until Mania, and then have them face off against Raquel and Dakota at WrestleMania.
Oh yeah,
that's the way. Especially because you were telling me that they had a confrontation on NXT.
I think that match is happening before Mania, but yeah, no,
I hope not. I really want it to be at Mania. I think it would be perfect.
I want to see every championship that's not like NXT. I want to see all the WWE titles at Mania this year.
Hells yeah.
See both the tag titles, the IC, the Universe, or the US title. I want to see the Universal Championship. I want to see the Heavyweight Championship. I want to see the 205 Championship.
Wow, even 205. If you add the 205 in there, so WWE, not including NXT or 205, has 9 championships.
Yeah, actually, I think the Cruiserweight might be now NXT brand though now too.
Okay, so then if you throw in the 205, that's 10. So that'd be 10 matches. And if there's any NXT titles on the line at all, who knows? But it is a 2-night event, so they could do that.
On the match cards,
yeah, they could do that easily. You have 6 matches easily. You could have 6 matches each night, plus a pre-show match on each night. You could have 14 matches if you want. And I feel like it wouldn't be any longer than, each night being any longer than a normal pay-per-view.
No, that'd be about right.
Yeah, so
I mean, ladies and gentlemen,
I'd be down with that.
Chime in with yours. Let us know what's going on.
Yeah.
I mean, this is probably one of the quietest prediction shows we've had.
It's true. It's true. And I'll be honest, didn't go as long as I thought it would.
No, not for everything we covered tonight.
Yeah, we covered quite a bit, but some good predictions, some good matches. Yeah, some predictions. I'm not even the one who's drinking beer tonight. But I'm actually really excited for Elimination Chamber tomorrow. So
I am excited for Chamber. I probably won't be watching much of it tomorrow, but I'm definitely going to try to watch some of it.
I don't usually watch it like night of. I don't know when the last time was I watched a pay-per-view on Sunday night. Because I'm not able to start it until later, and then I just do other stuff, and I always watch it in the middle of the week.
Well, I work Sunday nights, so
Yeah. But, is what it is. But, guys.
As proud as this is, I mean, ladies and gentlemen, this was our prediction show.
It was. But, you know what? That's okay. You guys have some comments later on. If you're watching this on the replay, hit us up on Twitter here.
Absolutely.
At Off the Ropes JJ. If you're listening to us on Anchor, you can leave us a voice message right there. Anchor.fm/Off the Ropes JJ. If you're looking for some extra fun content, be sure to sign up for our Patreon, patreon.com/Off the Ropes JJ. We've got some retro match reviews up there. We're going to be doing a couple more coming up here. I'm pretty excited to be doing more with the Patreon. So
hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. So be sure to do all of that. John, where can the fine people find you?
Well, you can find me here at my Twitter at Simply Saying J1, where I interact with people on Twitter and tell off celebrities and tell them exactly how I feel. You can go over to anchor.fm/Simply Saying J1 and check out my podcast, Simply Saying with Jay. I should be recording a new episode either tomorrow or Monday. Got a couple of things I want to touch up on before I actually record that. And that's pretty much me. Josh, where can they find you?
They can find me on Twitter at JP Raynor. That's JPRAYNOR, or right down there at Movie Blog Merc. That is a Twitter page for my site, Merc with a Movie Blog, where I do all kinds of fun movie and TV related stuff over there. Also, be sure, if you're a DC Comics fan, check out DCComicsNews.com at DC Comics News on all the social medias. This has been episode 24 of Off the Ropes with John and Josh. I am Josh.
I'm John.
And we are down for the count. Catch you guys next time.